Hello class, with Nahida now freed from her academia prison, she's the latest 5-star that joins us in our ventures across Tevat. Though, this is under the impression that you have her. This net boy. Got it? Okay, it's Nahida. Come on. Everyone's been winning.
No.
Oh my god, it's her! The Shrunken Lord Kusanali, as we all know by now, is the Dendro Archon, and the youngest one at that, if her size wasn't already a giveaway on that regard. Nahida is a catalyst user who plays hopscotch for her normal attacks. She strings together 4 attacks in a single combo, inflicting Dendro damage as she goes. Her charge attack is an implosion of Dendro energy. As for her plunging attack, she transforms into a ball of Dendro energy crashing down from the skies like a wish. 50 wishes in a dream. Okay.
Hey, funny.
Please. If not Nahida, please be D-Luke. If not Nahida, D-Luke. D-Luke. If not Nahida. I got the little radish. Nahida has 2 variations for her elemental skill, that being tap and hold. When you tap her elemental skill, she summons the Seed of Skanda, swinging it at a half-arc motion inflicting Dendro damage. Onto the hold variation of her skill, Nahida summons her camera. This has a 5-second duration. Though she is stationary in this mode, you can rest easy since her resistance to interruption is increased. When the hold is released, her skill inflicts Dendro damage onto enemies. In addition to dealing damage, the Seed of Skanda marks and links enemies with both tap and hold skill. A maximum of 8 enemies can be marked at a time. When an elemental reaction is triggered on an enemy affected by this seed, or when they are damaged by Dendro core reactions, Nahida unleashes the Tri-Karma Purification on the enemy and all linked enemies, inflicting Dendro damage scaled off her attack and elemental mastery. Only one instance of Tri-Karma Purification can be initiated within a short period of time. For Nahida's domain expansion, Elemental Burst, she summons the Court of Dreams and expands the Shrine of Maya. With the Shrine of Maya on the field, these effects will be separately activated based on the elements currently within the active party. When a Pyro character is in the party, damage inflicted by the Tri-Karma Purification from her skill will be increased. If there is an Electro character in the team, the intervals between each Tri-Karma Purification is decreased. Should there be a Hydra character at play, the duration of the Shrine of Maya is increased. In addition to that, when there are at least 2 party members of the same element, the effects of that element when Shrine of Maya is summoned will be elevated. Lastly, even if Nahida is not the active character within the shrine, the bonus effects can still be activated as long as there is a character within the field. For her first Ascension passive, after using her burst, she gives 25% elemental mastery based off the party member with the highest EM. 250 EM is the maximum that can be gained from this passive. When her second passive is unlocked, every point of Nahida's EM after 200 will give a 0.1% damage bonus and 0.03 crit rate to Tri-Karma Purification. 80% bonus damage and 24% crit rate is the maximum that can be given to Tri-Karma Purification. For her utility passive, Nahida can use her skill to collect harvestable items within a set AoE. And if you use this skill on the people of Sumeru, you can read their minds. On her first constellation, when the Shrine of Maya is summoned, the effects triggered by the presence of Pyro, Electro, and Hydra characters will be increased by 1. For example, if you have 1 Pyro character on the team, this constellation's effect will add 1 stage to make it as if you have 2 Pyro characters on the team. For her second constellation, enemies marked by the Seed of Skanda will be affected by the following. Burning, Bloom, Hyperbloom, and Burgeon can now score crit hits. However, the ratio is fixed at 20% crit rate and 100% crit damage, but at the very least, it crits. The second effect, enemies affected by Quicken and Aggravate will have their defense decreased by 30%. Moving on to her fourth constellation, when nearby enemies are affected by the Seeds of Skanda, Nahida's EM will be increased based on the amount of enemies marked. Upon unlocking her final constellation, when Nahida hits an enemy affected by the Seeds of Skanda with normal or charge attacks after activating her burst, she will unleash Tri-Karma Purification, Karmic Oblivion on the enemy and all linked enemies, inflicting Dendro damage scaled off 200% of her attack and 400% of her elemental mastery. Damage inflicted this way is considered skill damage and can be triggered once every 0.2 seconds. This effect lasts up to 10 seconds and will be deactivated after Nahida has unleashed 6 instances of this effect. Her skill will gain 3 levels on her 3rd constellation. The same will happen to her burst at the 5th constellation. Now that we've looked over her kit, here are some artifact recommendations for an off-field support Nahida. 4-piece Deepwood is her best in slot as it decreases enemies' Dendro resistance when they are hit by her skill or burst, even when she is off-field. The next best thing for her is the 4-piece Gilded Dreams set, which buffs her attack when Dendro Resonance is active. For party members that aren't Dendro, EM is increased by 50. But if the tree continues to laugh at you, you can cope with the 2-piece Deepwood and 2-piece Gilded until the tree gives you what you need. With the artifacts you want for her covered, here are the stats you will be praying to the tree for. For Deepwood memories, you want EM on the Sands, Goblet, and Circlet. Substats, aim for attack percentage, energy recharge, and more EM. As for Gilded Dreams, you can opt for an attack Sands but keep EM for the Goblet and Circlet. The substats you want from Deepwood set can also be applied here. For the Copium combo, copy-paste the Gilded main stats and the substats from Deepwood and you're free to cope. With the painful part of building out of the way, the best weapon you can plant on her tiny hands is 1,000 Floating Dreams. But if you're like me and didn't wish for it, or lost 50-50, other alternatives are Wandering Evanstar, Mapa Mare, Sacrificial Fragments, Magic Guide, Emerald Orb, and Frilling Tales. Now armed and dangerous, Nahida will need friends to play with. She thrives in teams focused on Dendro reactions, so you want to team her up with Electro, Hydro, or Pyro characters. Unlike Dendro Traveler, she can work with Pyro, for obvious reasons. If you're one of those people that slaps Dendro Traveler onto any team because of how busted they are, Nahida is no different. Treat her like how you treat Dendro Traveler and you're in for a fun time. Class dismissed.